Good morning, class. Do you remember when we were studying oceans and we read the book Manfish, a story of Jacques Cousteau by Jennifer Byrne? Kind of. Well, remember when we read it, if you can think back that far, they had such colorful illustrations. We all loved them so much of the ocean. Well, paired with these illustrations of the ocean was writing that was just as colorful. And when we write, we not only want to tell a story, but we want the reader to be able to have a picture in their head of what we're describing to them. So you want your words on your paper and your works come alive with your imagination. So today we're going to visit descriptive writing. And when we do descriptive writing, we usually do them in our stories, right? That we do during our free write. And we can go back to these stories and revise them to make them more colorful. So what type of words can we use to make writing more colorful? Yes, Harper?
Beautiful.
Well, beautiful, what is beautiful? What type of word is beautiful?
Like a beautiful girl, but the adjective is beautiful.
Yep, so it's an adjective, and that's right. So it's a descriptive word that describes a noun. Beautiful describes a girl. And then what's another word that we can use for descriptive writing? What?
Maybe jumping.
Jumping, what kind of word is jumping?
The girl was jumping.
The girl was jumping, so that's the action the girl was doing. So jumping is an action word. What do we call action words? Yes.
Moving, like you're moving, like the
Well,
girl
that's another action word. We call action words verbs. Remember verbs?
runs.
So a verb is a word that expresses an action, something that is happening, or a state of being. So we're going to take a look at pages 21 through 24 in Manfish. Yes, Harper?
Can I get to that page right now?
No, I'll do that. But thank you for the offer. And as I read these pages, I want you to close your eyes and try to imagine a picture of what I'm reading. Okay, so you want to listen to my words and try to picture it in your head. Manfish here. On their journeys, they dove deep into a seascape of plants, green and purple prickly plants, red branchy plants, spongy plants, wispy feathery swaying plants, slow dancing to the rhythm of the sea. They discovered plants that could feed you, plants that could poison you, plants that look like fish, and fish that look like plants. Their cameras, when you're imagining, let's make sure we're imagining in silence. Their cameras captured camouflage scorpionfish, ugly as toads with poisonous spines. Dorados, brilliant shining fish that glowed the colors of emeralds, sapphires, and rubies. Checkerboard fish with red and white checks from head to tail. Deep down they discovered a kingdom of giant rays, fish that fly through the water with wings that swim. They came face to face with a fish as big as a trunk, with long fangs, lips like giant tires, and huge saucer eyes. They called it truckfish. On the bottom, they found pink ghost crabs with eyes and long stalks, buried so deep in the sand they looked like a garden with eyes. And flute fish with heads like horses and bodies the shape of tubes. They were sticking out of rocky openings like pencils in a cup. They swam with giant whales and hitched rides on sea turtles. They made friends with porpoises with shining eyes and smiling faces. They filmed fierce and frightening sharks, so strange and dangerous, Jacques and his crew had to build cages, not for the sharks, but for themselves, so they could make movies without being eaten. So, were you able to picture in your mind the picture of the sea that I was reading?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was lots of animals, and like they were diving, and they were like describing animals. And like they were making movies, but sometimes they had to use cages.
So let's go back and look at this writing. And I'm gonna read a paragraph, and I want you to tell me a verb that you hear and an adjective, okay? So on their journeys, they dove deep into a seascape of plants. Yes.
Dove.
Dove, and what is that, an adjective or a verb?
Can I come up there?
Nope, I'm gonna write it next time.
Verb.
It's a verb. Okay. It's my, you look like a seed. Green and purple prickly plants, red branchy plants, spongy plants, wispy feathery swaying plants, slow dancing to the rhythms of the sea. Yes, Heartbeat.
So in the book, swaying's like a verb, and I think it was.
Well, let's keep seated. I can bring the book closer to
I
you.
think it was prickly. That could have been an adjective,
You're
like
right.
the prickly form.
Yep, because prickly what does prickly describe?
Something that's spiky.
Well, it does, but what word is prickly describing in this sentence?
That like the plant can be.
Yep, the plant, right?
Oh.
Let's find one more adjective. They discovered plants that could feed you, plants that could poison you, plants that looked like fish, and fish that looked like plants. They swam with giant whales and hitched ride on sea turtles. They made friends with porpoises with shining eyes. Yes.
So we're doing adjectives.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Swam.
No, that's a verb.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
it's an action, remember?
Fierce or frightening, maybe?
Wait, where was it?
Right here, the shark.
Frightening sharks?
Yeah.
Yeah, frightening is an adjective. That's a good job. All right. So put that down for a moment. Now, I want everyone to pair up with a partner. But if your partner's not here, that's fine. But what I want you to do is take out your notebook, and for about 2 minutes, I want you to come up with words that you think about when you think about the ocean. Okay? So write a few words. This is just you, Harper. We'll probably just take like a minute. Okay, what are some descriptive words that you think of when you think of the ocean? Yes.
Like pretty?
Pretty?
Like-
Yeah. Pretty is a good adjective. What else? Yes.
Maybe like rough kind of?
Rough?
It could be like rough like with waves.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. What do waves do?
They like help water come to shore, and then they
How do they come to shore?
by like the wind kind of, cause it's like in like currency.
Do they like roll or crash on shore?
They so it depends. Like if it's a rough wave, they'll crash, but sometimes like they'll roll.
Yeah, so it could be a rough wave, the adjective, and it could be a rough wave that crashed on the shore, right?
Mhm.
And crashed would be our verb. Well, yes.
I also have one for adjective, maybe like calm.
Calm. Well, calm is a state of being. Like, is it a calm
Like,
something?
Like the calm waves.
Calm waves? Sure. Calm would be an adjective for calm waves. Okay, so I'm really impressed with those words you came up with, Harper. And remember, as an author, you want to paint a picture of words in the reader's imagination while they're reading your work. So ask yourself, am I being as descriptive as I could be? So when you're revisiting your writing, when you're going through and revising or editing, I want you to take a look at some of your verbs and your adjective choices. Can you change them out for something that might be a little more exciting or be a little bit more descriptive? So that's the lesson today. I want you to now get your supplies and go find a place you will be comfortable and work on your writing piece, okay?